Tonight on Gravitas, we bring you news that may change your life. It's a breakthrough that the world is waiting for. The world is getting closer to a vaccine that can treat cancer. You heard that right. Cancer vaccines could soon become a reality. And India, by the way, is on the cusp of making treatment more affordable and less painful. This is extremely important, as for too long, cancer meant death, but now a ray of hope has emerged. While cancer is, of course, not new, a cancer vaccine is. And guess what? Indian scientists and researchers are leading the global efforts, which is incredible considering that Indian scientists do not even have the same resources that those in the West have. And we'll get to that in just a bit. First, let me tell you about what Russia has been able to achieve so far. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that Russian scientists are on the verge of developing cancer vaccines and next-generation immunomodulatory drugs. He said, and I'm quoting, "I hope that soon they will be effectively used as methods of individual therapy." Now, it's not clear which cancer types this vaccine can actually treat, but if what Putin is saying is true, it will be one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of our time. You see, governments around the world, as well as pharmaceuticals, are working on cancer vaccines. And in India, an indigenously made HPV vaccine is broadening the possibilities of cervical cancer control. It's called Cervavac. It was made by the Indian vaccine maker, the Serum Institute of India, and the Indian government's Department of Biotechnology. It was launched last year. Cervavac is India's first indigenously developed quadrivalent human papillomavirus, or QHPV vaccine. It is said to be effective against 4 strains of the virus: type C, type 11, type 16, and type 18. Now, you must be wondering what a quadrivalent vaccine is. Let me break this down for you. It is a type of vaccine that works by stimulating an immune response against 4 different antigens, like 4 different viruses or other microorganisms. But HPV vaccines are not new. Around the world, there are currently 6 licensed vaccines against HPV. So what makes the Made in India HPV vaccine unique? The Cervavac has demonstrated a robust antibody response that is nearly 1,000 times higher than the baseline against all targeted HPV types. They say it has big potential to eliminate cervical cancer. A Lancet study last year found the Cervavac is as effective as global vaccines. Cervavac is currently undergoing evaluation so that it can be included in the National Immunization Program. And once included, it is expected to be cheaper than the international options. Starting this year, the Serum Institute of India will significantly boost the annual production of Cervavac. Currently, the Serum Institute of India makes 2 to 3 million doses of this vaccine, and the plan is to make 70 million doses this year. That's a big jump. But you see, it aligns with the government of India's efforts to introduce the HPV vaccine for girls between the ages of 9 to 14. Despite being largely preventable, cervical cancer is the 4th most common cancer among women globally, and India, it accounts for about a 1/5 of the global burden of cervical cancer. Every year, 1.23 lakh new cases are reported in India, and around 70,000 deaths due to cervical cancer are recorded every year. But a treatment must not only be accessible, it should also be affordable. And India is at the forefront of the efforts to make cancer treatment more affordable. This is where I tell you about another big breakthrough in the race to treat cancer. India's Tata Hospital and IIT Mumbai have invented a new technology called the CAR-T to treat blood cancer. 2 phase trials have been completed so far, in fact, and the results are very, very promising. They found it to be 99% effective on children. Now, we all know how painful chemotherapy is, but researchers found that this new technology will ensure that those who undergo treatment, do not have to endure much pain like in chemotherapy. How exactly does it work? With a single dose. You heard that right. With CAR-T technology, complete treatment is possible in a single dose. First, the patient is admitted to the hospital where the blood sample is taken. It is then taken to the laboratory and worked on. When the CAR-T cells are ready in the blood samples, a dose is given to the patient, and after that, the patient is kept in the hospital for 15 days. And during this time, the health is monitored constantly to check if the therapy is working, and then they are free to go home. And regular checkups continue. Researchers found that the CAR-T cell technology is very effective in treatment of advanced blood cell cancer. They see it as a universal remedy in the treatment of cancers that will not be cured by chemotherapy or other techniques. The technology has been given to 30 big hospitals in India, and because it is made completely in India, it is very affordable. In fact, so far, only America and some European countries had this technology, which meant it was very expensive for the patients. A treatment abroad costs 3 to 4 crore rupees. In India, it can now be treated for only 50 lakh rupees. That will make a huge difference. It will make cancer treatment affordable. The CAR-T technology has taken 10 years to develop. It's not 100% there yet, but good results have been seen in patients, and that in itself has researchers here in India very excited at the prospect, naturally. These are some big advancements being made in cancer treatment. Could the cure for cancer come from India? Researchers say the possibilities are huge. Whereas earlier Indians had to go abroad for cancer treatment, the big leaps being made in India will ensure that in the future, patients can come to India for cancer treatment. Should you become a Bitcoin investor today? I'm asking you that question tonight because it has hit a 2-year high. For the first time since November 2021, the total value invested in Bitcoin surpassed $1 trillion. You know what that means? Well, this puts the cryptocurrency in the same league as tech giants like Meta and Tesla. The world's largest cryptocurrency has risen around 22% since the start of February, and it already is set for its biggest monthly rise since October last year. What caused that surge? Well, analysts credit it to last month's regulatory nod for the US-listed exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. Now, for the unversed, a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, or ETF, is an investment vehicle that basically allows the ordinary investors exposure to the price moves of Bitcoin in their regular brokerage accounts. What it offers is a regulated and accessible way for mainstream investors to invest in the digital currency. In simple terms, investors can now have an exposure to Bitcoin without directly holding the asset. And how do they work? Well, think of a secure vault, only digital. Spot Bitcoin ETFs securely hold Bitcoins here. It is managed by registered custodians. And the purpose of this kind of ETF is to basically mirror the price of Bitcoins in the crypto market. To get started, the ETF buys Bitcoins from other holders or through authorized cryptocurrency exchanges. The tokens are then stored in a digital wallet, often using several layers of security. While several countries have embraced ETFs, the US regulators were initially hesitant. They worried about market manipulation and custodial risk. But then earlier this year, they officially approved the listing of the first ever spot Bitcoin ETFs. It was this decision of the US regulator that led to Bitcoin prices gaining ground. This was a game changer for the industry. Continuous inflows into US spot Bitcoin ETFs provided support to Bitcoin prices. On Wednesday, Bitcoin's value climbed to $51,606, a 25-month high, no less. And then the total investment surged past the $1 trillion mark. Now, it's worth noting that the all-time high for Bitcoin was in November 2021. It valued $1.28 trillion then. But the market was different then. It was much frothier. The prices rose above the real value because there was so much demand. Right now, Bitcoin is in a bull market. It's looking bright for Bitcoin. Since the beginning of February, in fact, Bitcoin has witnessed a remarkable uptick of around 20%. In tandem with Bitcoin's market rally, shares of other US-listed cryptocurrency firms have experienced pre-market gains. Notable among them are Coinbase, which saw a 7% increase. Mining companies like Riot Platforms surged 9%, and CleanSpark surged nearly 16%. Yes, Bitcoin's journey has been tumultuous. There have been highs, there have been periods of struggle. Factors like global central banks' monetary tightening, failures within crypto industry, including those at leading exchanges like FTX, greatly contributed to Bitcoin's turbulent journey, but recent months have shown renewed optimism. The question is, will Bitcoin be able to sustain this pace? And we will have to wait and watch for that. And time now to get you some news from space. There is good news and bad news, by the way, so be ready for mixed feelings. Let me share the good news first. This involves the discovery of water on 2 asteroids. You heard that right. When traces of water were discovered on the moon, it ignited a new era of exploration, pushing us further into the cosmos. Now, that thirst for discovery has led scientists to find water on asteroids for the first time. Using data from the SOFIA infrared telescope, researchers pinpointed water on the surface of the Iris and Massalia asteroids. Iris and Massalia also orbit the Sun. Thus, it was long believed by scientists that any form of water on them should have evaporated long ago. But the recent discovery busted all those theories, and these asteroids have defied expectations. Well, it is a pleasant surprise. Just to tell you a little bit more about these 2 asteroids, Iris is 199 kilometers or 124 miles in diameter, about 99% larger than other asteroids. Massalia, on the other hand, is 135 kilometers in diameter and shares an orbit similar to Iris's. It's not the first time the SOFIA infrared telescope has led to such a discovery. In October 2020, it also identified water on the moon. SOFIA used its faint infrared camera to detect the traces of water molecules on the surface, equivalent to 350 millimeters of water in a cubic meter of soil. Dr. Anicia Arredondo, the lead author of the paper from the Southwest Research Institute, confirmed the presence of water akin to that found on the moon. However, this revelation comes with challenges. Other asteroids like Parthenope and Melpomene yielded inconclusive results due to technological limitations. And as we strive to understand the distribution of water in our solar system, the capabilities of the James Webb Space Telescope are next in line to be leveraged. This telescope is believed to be of superior quality optics and has significantly improved signal-to-noise ratio to dig deeper into this matter. Yet, amid the marvels of discovery, there lurks the sobering reality of near misses. So let me get to the bad news. Recently, an asteroid 2024 CY1 evaded detection until mere weeks before its close encounter with planet Earth. Some asteroids evade detection despite close monitoring by space agencies like NASA. One such asteroid whizzed by Earth on Valentine's Day, coming closer than the moon's distance from the Earth. Discovered by the Catalina Sky Survey on the 30th of January, this swiftly moving space rock, part of the Apollo group, has orbits intersecting with planet Earth's. Named 2024 2024 CY1, this asteroid was roughly the size of a double-decker bus and potentially weighing hundreds of tons. It marked the 3rd asteroid passing with 1 lunar distance this month. Just for some context here, the planet-moon distance is 238,855 miles. This asteroid came within 75,278 miles. Fortunately, due to its size, the asteroid likely burned harmlessly in our atmosphere and posed no threat on the surface. So that in itself is the good news here.